This time, Robert Beck.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello. How is it in the back row? I'll stay away from the feedback. Maybe I'd better just hold this and
okay,
move around with it.
This one has to be clipped the other way or it's not going to... It won't face you.
Is this the...
That's the recorder. This is the...
Take them both off and I'll
okay.
do this the hard way. I've been having a hard time hearing in the back, and I suspect I'm not the only one. Is this better? Okay. I've entitled this very brief presentation, I say brief because normally this is a one-day workshop that Paul Andrews and I have been doing in Los Angeles. I've entitled this Occult Influences in Health and Disease. And I'm using the word occult in the strictest, most rigid dictionary definition, which means hidden. If you will look in your Webster's dictionary, the preferred meaning of occult historically has been simply hidden from sight. The more recent meaning has had something to do with magic, witchcraft, metaphysics, etc. A perfect example of an occult influence in health and disease would be the Middle Ages, before Pasteur and Koch had done their work in France, proving with the compound microscope that little bitty living organisms, germs, microbes, bacteria, had been the cause of the deaths of half of the population of Middle Europe throughout the Middle Ages. The germs, bacteria, microbes, and today viruses are by definition occult simply because you cannot see them with the naked eye. Unless you have a massive colony, you can't smell them, taste them, feel them, etc. I'm suggesting, and I think we have ample proof, that some of the most profound modulators of human well-being, mood, health, etc., are going to be found, have been found in the electromagnetic spectra. And we're going to not just talk about what some of these things are today. I too am a theoretician, but I come from the position of what good is all of this knowledge, all of this information, all of these formulas, if we can't reduce them to practice in tools that can make our lives better here and now. And instead of talking about perhaps the influences that are affecting us, be they psychic, physical, electromagnetic, chemical in the forms of pollution, ad nauseum, unless we have the tools to measure these, detect them, see what they are, define them, give quantitative parameters to the influences, number one, we will never get the agreement of our establishment colleagues, and number two, we are probably just kidding ourselves. So after the background material, which you will see basically in the form of color slides, we're going to demonstrate the Crusader Rabbit Ghostbuster Kit and show you a few little instruments, many of which you can purchase at Radio Shack for under $20, many of which you can build for under a couple of $100, that will make you extremely popular with your local police department, environmental protective agency, health physicists. Some of these tools are outgrowths of the devices that I built that I used in Eugene, Oregon at the time of the original woodpecker flap, 1977, 78. At any rate, we are at the interface between tomorrow's medicine and the establishment medicine. If you are interested in looking at real state-of-the-art technology and electromagnetic medicine, I sincerely advise that you get a hold of the book The Body Electric by Dr. Robert O. Becker. How many of you have seen this, heard about it? Oh, this is a marvelous audience. This man was nominated for a Nobel Prize 4 years ago, but he was too outspoken. He was sort of put aside because, like many of us in the USPA, he had called the establishment on its act. He had said that power lines were causing problems with mental and physical health. And in my opinion, Robert O. Becker is one of the saints of this age. By the way, I was deeply honored last October to meet with a number of people who are interested in electromagnetic health. We're developing a prototype of an electronic device, basically an outgrowth of Robert O. Becker's work. Get this, that instead of growing arms and legs back on vertebrates, restored brain and neuronal tissue. Now, what's the matter with this? It's no longer a scientific or medical problem. The reason that this might never be seen on the market is that what are we going to do with these geriatric people after we have restored their minds and bodies to health? The reservation of this group was that this will wreck Social Security, it will put an undue burden on welfare, on retirement funds, on insurance policies, and although much of this technology exists now today, we may never see it because of socio-political problems, not because of the scientific impracticality of the technology.